alleged account. We don't know where it came from, right? And they also need to provide it. So what you want to do in the meantime is I want you to file an FTC report regarding this account because you're going to need it as your proof. Because if, did they even say what type of account it was?
They said it was a credit card. And
Okay, so where is this credit card?
a $400 balance on it.
There's a balance on it.
No, it's a charge off for $400.
So where is it? Where is this charge off account?
I don't know.
Where Capital One is not one to drop any cash. So where is this charge off account? How is it not on my credit? It's Capital One. We know how notorious and subprime they are. So where is this alleged account? So get the account number, file the FTC, and also include in your letter that you're sending, include a copy of the FTC report based on the information that they gave you. You're going to add that to it. So see attached my FTC report reporting the identity theft or reporting the account as identity theft. I had no knowledge of this account. I did not open this account. And you're going to get that notarized and sent off. And if Capital One decides to act stupid and discriminate against you, then no, we'll talk about other actions in the future.
Now, when I do this letter, should I do it with CCF, the CFPB?
Yes, absolutely. CFPB, FTC, and your state attorney general. And the address, find which company you're going to send it to, where they are located, and there you want to also file it with the state attorney general there.
Got it. Right? Not a problem at all.
Awesome sauce.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right, Haiti, we're about to reach that time. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put it back to you, do some aha moments. Give me at least 2 minutes. Let me go get some water, and I'll be right back. So we can do some aha moments, and I'll be right back.
All right, guys. Great brain picker session. Is there anyone here, our mentees, that would like to give feedback on their clients? I heard a few of you guys are business owners, how the process has been going for you and your clients, or any deletions you got for the week, especially doing homework. Anyone would like to share? Or better yet, those of you who had joined us for the first time on this 5-day challenge, we would like feedback, anything that you learned over the week. You guys are pretty quiet tonight. So no one wants to share.
If no one wants to share, I'll share.
If no one wants to share, Koi, I think, Haiti, you should introduce. I think everybody know who Koi is now, but Koi. This is Koi, everybody. I know I've personally spoke to a few mentees who've had questions, and I always mention your name. And this, there she go right there. Everybody, this is Koi.
Hi.
And she's very friendly. So don't be shy to ask any questions.
Yeah.
For anybody on here, but Koi's name always does come up.
I noticed something going on. I noticed that Experian and TransUnion have been kicking out a lot of my clients' letters. Like they're not responding to them. Like for the last 90 days, it's been really hard getting some deletions. Like I have to take it to the next level when it comes to the CFPB. So I find myself doing a lot of those recently. So I don't know if anyone else is having this problem. That way you don't get discouraged. Just know that it's happening to everybody. I'm on another forum and talking about that as well. They're getting a lot of stall letters, but we know that's what they do.
Absolutely.
Yep. It's a bad
I
time.
hear that. But one of my clients called me today. She sent me a video of her Experian, and it says deleted, all kind of charge off, late payments, everything through Experian. I said, thank God. Because
Nice.
even I
Nice.
need to hear that. I need to hear that my clients are getting deletions because this is why I would do it. She fully paid her stuff months ago. But the thing is that I want to complete the file. I want them to have what they're supposed to have, get their deletions, and live their best life. So I live for those moments that they call me and tell me thank you.
Koi, check your chat. I gave you, Koi, it's Karen. Check your chat. I gave you all the ways on who to call and how to get your credit line increase on Capital One.
Ooh, tink, you're the best.
You're welcome.
See the power of
See, I
community
love, there you go.
in a room with the right people. Like Karen is very resourceful. She's
Mhm.
always willing to give
Okay.
information, support. If she knows it, we know it. Same with Koi. They don't gatekeep any information.
That's
This
the word. That's the
power.
word the kids are
Not
saying
in
now.
not in this
Gatekeep.
family. That's crazy. Not in
Oh.
this family.
We do not
Excuse me.
gatekeep.
Can
If
I
I
say
got the
something?
info, I'm gonna give it.
Hello, can I say
Yes,
something?
of course,
All right.
Patricia.
Yeah, my name is Patricia. I am new. I work for the government. I work with the military. So I get into here to delete my all kinds of nonsense I have. We that are working and working and traveling and we're military, we don't care about credit. But right now, I care because I'm about to, we call it separate from the military. Now, I have a problem. My first problem is how to read all those charge off and this and this and this. I just need a help to be able to explain what is what so I can start deleting because I've been listening and I've been reading and I'm understanding stuff, but I haven't started any. I need someone to help me. Everybody has their own specialty. I'm in the medical with the military, so I don't know anything about this. Anybody, Diamond?
One-on-one.
Yes, so I will be
If
so glad.
anybody can, message Patricia. I know everybody or one mic if anybody wants to respond and unmute, but if you guys can always DM her.
Hey, Britt, what was that question?
Patricia, actually, she
Yep.
had a question about understanding the report, understanding the consumer report, the stuff that is being reported on the consumer report. We're basically trying to just get everybody to hug and introduce themselves here to share, their resources and the things
Okay.
that they do
So
to
in
be
the
successful.
university portal, under the modules, the first module, you're going to see a video that is titled How to Read the Consumer Report. The next thing is you are going to pull your reports while you're going over that video, and you will see how the stuff start making sense. When it comes to disputing, and we're going to lead right into our charge-off session with this. Disputing, we're using a round 1, round 2, and we have a round 3, A, B, and C. Now, the round 1 is the inaccurate, right? Is identifying information that is inaccurate on the consumer report, and we are putting in a dispute, right? Round 2 is dependent on how they responded. So a response from round 1 dictates what type of round 2 letter we're going to send out. Now, responses take generally around 4 forms that we've seen so far. They can say, they don't reply, no reply, meaning they did not reply to you at all, they just ignored your letter. So it could be no reply, right? It could also be a stall letter. Three is report saying that it's updated. And then the fourth way is saying accurate, verified, or validated. Depending on how they respond, it triggers round 2. And keep in mind now, when you're disputing a bankruptcy, a charge off, a collection, each one has its own unique way and own unique method. This is why the challenge has been broken down over 5 days into different parts, because the way you dispute a collection is not the same way you dispute a late payment. It's not the same way you dispute a charge off. Each method has its own set of laws. Each method has its own set of dispute letters that we send out. Is that making sense, ladies and gentlemen? Drop it in the chat for me. Let me know if what I'm saying making sense. All right, cool. So now when it comes to the round 2, typical round 2 letter, a typical round 2 letter will be in response to what the initial round 1 reply was. So an example, let's go to round 2 now. So we're at round 2. So now we're at round 2. Okay. If they replied, if there's no reply for round 2, this triggers 15 USC 1681 I A1A, right? It triggers that and I5. If there's no reply, this is the round 2 that is triggered. Now, let's say they replied with a stall letter, right? A stall letter also triggers this response because they cannot validate the completeness or accuracy of the account. And if they cannot do that, they must delete the account. So a stall letter also triggers a 1681 A1A I5. Now, let's say they responded with updated. Updated is unknown. Why? Because I don't know what updated means. So simply, I would use the same A1A and I5 because nothing in the FCRA speaks about an account being updated. It speaks about the account being accurate. It speaks about the account being complete. It speaks about the account being verified. There is nothing in there about updated. So updated, the stall letter, and no reply gets treated the exact same way. When we go into now the accurate, verified, or validated, this triggers I6B3. So accurate, verified, or validated triggers your I6B3. And for those of you that are new, that are not a part of the university, you're wondering, what does I6B3 means? I6B3 request the description of the procedure. Used to verify the account. So that's what I6B3 triggers. And when I6B3 is triggered, it also triggers a response time of 15 days after receipt, right? So depending on how they respond. So Karen, this is what we're going to be building out Monday. So it's going to be similar to this, but you guys will be able to plug in your different dispute scenarios in it. So basically what we're going to make on Monday is a dispute flow chart. Karen, I know you're over there laughing, I can see you. We're gonna make this dispute flow chart because like I said, I thought you guys would have put it together. I thought y'all would have put it together, but you're not, so I'm gonna assist y'all on Monday and we're gonna put this together. So it doesn't matter what account you're disputing, it will follow this general flow. So now once we put in our I-6B3 for an accurate, verified, or validated response, it has a 15-day response time, right? And this 15-day response time, is enforced by 15 USC 1681 I-7. This is what enforces the 15-day timeline for your I-6B3 response. And then this brings us into our round 3. So this is where now we go to round 3. And round 3 is your final letter. Your final letter. And this is called your settlement or your demand letter. Right? Or it could be the enforcement of I-7. This could be the enforcement of I-7. And here we also have our statement of claim. Right? And this statement of claim is your lawsuit. And that is the general flow. Round 1, round 2, round 3. And we have 3A, 3B, and 3C. This is where 3A, 3B, and 3C comes from. It's either we're going to do the settlement and the statement of claim or the enforcement of I-7, along with your statement of claim and your settlement demand. So these 3 go together and you put them together as a packet that you send out. All right. So when disputing your personal information, how would you go about it with the creditors if you are sending them a debt validation letter? So if you're disputing personal information, you're not going to send a creditor a debt validation letter. If we're talking about cleaning up personal information, this is where the 24-hour express inquiry deletion guide comes in. You will use that. If you're going to send a letter, we have a personal information letter that can be sent. And what I will do on Monday, Lysandra, on Monday for our university call, because I already know you're joining the university. On Monday for our university call, I want you to ask me this again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to update the personal information letter that we have, and I'm going to include the case law of Nelson versus Equifax Information Solution. and I will add that to it as a added silver bullet, so to speak, to enhance the personal information letter. And if they do not comply, the next step is for you to go apply for some stuff. And once you get denied, now we have what is called actual damages, and now we can use that to add to a lawsuit so we can get paid. So I want you to bring this back up on Monday, and I'm going to give you a strategy. Oh, I totally forgot. General admission, how you guys doing? See, I totally just went off and totally forgot about y'all. I do apologize. I be loving this stuff so much. I just get wild when I start, all right? So thank you very much, General Admission, for joining. We're going to get right into it. So on Monday for our university call, we're going to be building out this flow chart. We're going to be building out this dispute flow along with the debt collection triage intake form. So there's a few things. So make sure you guys are taking notes in the event that I forget one of these things, so that we get them covered on Monday, all right? So triage for debt collection, personal information update, and I believe Josh was supposed to ask me something on Monday. I don't remember what it is. I just remember Josh was supposed to ask me something on Monday, all right? All right, so charge-off. Charge-offs. Ain't nothing special about a charge-off. Why? Because the IRS tells us what is supposed to happen. So let's get straight into it. The IRS gives us instructions for forms 1099A and 1099C. What we are interested in, we're only interested in this part, the 1099C. We're not interested in the 1099A at this point. So basically, the IRS tells us who must file. So lenders, government unit, subsequent note, like it gives us a list of people who's supposed to file Form 1099C. But the specific instructions for the Form 1099C is when a debt is canceled of $600 or more in connection with a foreclosure and abandonment of secured property, it is not necessary to file a Form 1099A and a Form 1099C. Cancellation of debt, for the same, you may just file a Form 1099C. When to file, right? So it goes in and it gives us more information, but we don't care about that. We want to talk about the specific instructions. Like, for example, on the Form 1099C, the creditor's phone number must be provided, the creditor's name in the information box, a central number for when you call, and who will be reached to ensure that the debtor is connected with the right department. And let me tell you something, guys, if the account that is charged off, I'm going to say this very, very loud because I want everybody to hear me. An account that came from identity theft cannot be charged off. I'm going to say this one more time. An account that came as a result of identity theft cannot be charged off. So if there's an account on your credit that arose from identity theft, they cannot list that account as charged off or charge off the account. That account should have been blocked once you submitted the correct identity theft paperwork and following the procedure under 15 USC 1681 C2. All right? So make sure y'all wrote that down. So file Form 1099C, cancellation of debt for each debtor for who you canceled a debt owed to you $600 or more, right? The Form 1099C must be filed regardless of whether the debtor is required to report the debt as income. Now, like I told you guys, this statement goes both ways, right? If the creditor, or if the consumer does not report the amount of the canceled debt as income, the creditor must still file Form 1099-C. Now, the reverse is also true. Even if the creditor did not issue you a Form 1099-C, that does not stop you from filing the amount as income. And this is why I always say where there's a 1099-C involved, it is not a debt, it is gross or ordinary income. Gross or ordinary income does not get reported on the consumer report. As you can see, it says it right here. Form 1099-C must be filed regardless of whether the debtor is required to report the debt as income. That's it, right? So as we dive more into it, you'll see that they're saying do not combine multiple cancellations of debt to determine whether you meet the $600 reporting requirement unless the separate cancellations are under a plan to evade from Form 1099-C requirements. So what they're saying is, hey, creditors, not because your client has multiple accounts under 600, do not combine them together to get the $600 amount or more so you can file the form as a canceled debt. That's basically what it's saying, right? And it goes on to say who must file Form 1099-C, and it gives you a list of institutions that can file. Now, any organization whose significant trade or business is lending of money, such as finance company or credit card company, whether or not affiliated with a financial institution, the lending of money is a significant trade or business if the money is lent on a regular and continuous basis, right? And it further goes on to say there's exceptions, right? And I won't go into the exceptions right now. You guys have this in the charge-off deletion guide. So it gives you information on who must file. It also gives you information. Basically, they're defining the debt, right? And they're telling you when to file. Oh, there was somebody that was asking about this. Shirley, I do believe it was Shirley. I could be incorrect here, but Shirley, this part is for you. I believe it was you. It says when to file. File Form 1099-C in the year following the calendar year in which the identifiable event occurs. It's the exception. If you cancel a debt before an identifiable event occurs, you may choose to file Form 1099-C for the year of cancellation. No further reporting is required, even if a later identifiable event occurs with respect to an amount previously reported. Also, you are not required to file an additional or corrected 1099-C for the payment on the prior year. So basically, if you get the 1099-C this year for a debt from last year, you file it on this year's tax return. So the tax return for this year, which would be next year, that's when you would file it. Wait, do I got that backwards? No. If the charge-off happened last year, right? So we're in the middle of the year now. The charge-off happened last year, and you finally got the 1099-C this year. This year, you're filing for what? Last year taxes. So you would add that this year to your taxes. There we go. Almost got myself tied up there. All right. What else do you want to point out regarding these charge-offs? So, like I said, in the university, guys, you have all of this information in there. What I'm going to break down to you now is the steps. We're going to talk about the steps. How to dispute a charge-off and get the charge-off deleted. So, charge-off. right? We're gonna get this charge off. How do we get it? How do we get it deleted? When we're talking about a charge off, there's two entities we must take into consideration: the CRAs and the creditor. Right? The CRAs and the creditor. The creditor, they are bound by the rules of 15 USC 1681 S2. Right? They are bound by 15 USC 1681 S2. And 15 USC 1681 S2 speaks about, well, A and B. It speaks about accuracy and prohibition. Speaks on accuracy and prohibition, right? So we're going to go over there in a minute. Prohibition. With the CRAs, this is being disputed under accuracy. Right? Accuracy and completeness. And this falls under 15 USC 1681 EB. Right? This is where this comes from. This is the dispute flow. So on the CRA side, we are disputing this under 15 USC 1681 EB, accuracy of the information contained on the consumer report. But at the same time, we are over here disputing with the creditor under 15 USC 1681 S2. So do you guys, are we comprehending the fact that no one dispute fits all disputes? Like, it's important that you guys know different laws, different laws go with different dispute for different reasons. Like, are we all getting this? Ooh, ain't trying to lose my voice right now. Let me get some water real quick, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Oh, totally off topic, right? Totally off topic. I have developed a real liking to lemon water. Don't know why, I just do. I really like lemon in my water. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. And I cannot justify why, but I really love lemon or lime in my water. Crazy, right? Anyway, let's get back to it. Just totally off topic. Totally off topic. All right. So charge off, right? Ain't nothing special about a charge off. Even though we are using the S2 method for the creditor and we're using the EB method for the consumer reporting agency, it still follows round 1, round 2, round 3, A, B, and C. It still goes on with the same format. So let's plug it in. All right, the first place we're going to go is, who can tell me the first stop we're going to make? What's the first thing who can tell me what I'm about to type in? Who can tell me what I'm about to type in? 15 USC 1681 what? What am I about to type in? Who can tell me? Let me see.
I.
Huh?
I. 1681 I?
Not yet. I is like, no, I won't be involved in this one.
Okay.
I won't. All right, let me go back and give you guys a hint.
Was that 1681 EB?
Yes. Who said it? Who said it? Who was that?
When?
All
when?
right, when you just got it. Yes, brother. So we're going to go to 15 USC 1681 EB. Can somebody tell me why? Why are we going here?
Because they have to establish accuracy and completeness first.
Tinkerbell, you are on the money. So when it comes to reporting, the consumer reporting agencies, they are bound. They are bound, ladies and gentlemen, by 15 USC 1681 EB. Whenever a consumer reporting agency prepares a consumer report, a consumer reporting agency is in the business of creating consumer reports. Yes? That's their whole business. Their whole business is to create and prepare consumer reports. So whenever a consumer reporting agency prepares a consumer report, it shall follow reasonable procedures to assure maximum possible what? Accuracy of the information. So if I believe that there is inaccurate information being furnished where a account that is listed as a charge-off is not a charge-off, the balance is incomplete, and the account itself is not accurate, I am going to dispute this alleged charge-off using the accuracy letter, right? So once we do this, this now becomes the round one. So for a charge-off with the CRAs, when we're disputing with the CRAs, this is our round one. This is our round one. And with this round one, we only have what? A few possible ways that they can respond. And the responses that we will get from the consumer reporting agency is either what? No reply, a stall letter, an updated response, or accurate, verified, or validated. But we don't care how they respond. Why? Because we already have our flow. We know what comes next. So it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Move them in the direction that you want them to go. We're not disputing blind, ladies and gentlemen. We know our end result. The end result is to catch them violating the law, and this is what will lead to us gaining either a paycheck, getting the accounts deleted, and getting compensated for damages. We're not just blindly using a software and watching the magic happens. We are strategic because we know exactly where we want them to go, and we are going to use the dispute letters to get them there. We know that when we send out a round one letter, there's only a few ways they can respond. They either don't reply to us, which we know what to do if they didn't reply. They can send a stall letter. We will reinforce our round one letter and use 1681I and I5 as our round two trump card. And then if they have updated, we don't care because we don't know what updated mean. I did not see a definition for updated in the FCRA. And by definition, I don't know what it means. Accurate, verified, or validated, we know that triggers I6B3. And once I6B3 is triggered, we know the response time is 15 days. And if they did not respond or delete the item in 15 days, we are now going to enforce 15 USC 1681 I7 because the law gives us that right. And then after that now, we go into our round three, which will be our settlement and demand, our enforcement of I7, and our statement of claim. When we go down to small claims court, we are going to file for the FCRA violations, and we finna get paid, baby. We finna get paid. So do you guys see how simple this stuff is? It is not daunting. It is not complicated. What you need is the right mentor. This is the reason why a lot of people ain't getting disputes, because no one breaks down the credit game the way I do. But as you guys can see, it's right there. It's just put it into steps, put it into bite size. What do I do here? What do I do here? What do I do here? The law gives you all the information. This is not a secret. Some of them might know it, some of them might not. Some people depend on a software because they don't know this stuff. And you know, if that's the way they're going to go, shit, that's the way they're going to go. But don't tell me that this method is superior when you don't even know how credit repair or the dispute process works. That makes no sense. Right? So, who could be calling me in the middle of class? All right, there we go. All right, so as we go into our round 3, A, B, and C, this is the final step before we get paid. This is the final step before we go to court. This is the final step. This is us saying, hey, I am done with the playing around. I'm not doing it anymore. The next action or the next correspondence you will be getting from me is regarding legal action. So I'm giving you this opportunity to settle now. But if you don't, we're going to go to court, and I have all the documentation. I got my round 1, my round 2, and my round 3, and I hope you are prepared. That's it. That's it. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And guess what? We send around 1 inaccurate letter. We send around 2 requesting the procedure if you said it was validated. We send the I-5 and the A1A because you couldn't validate it and it's been more than 30 days, right? We enforce the I-6B3 and that gives you 15 days. You were non-compliant, so that means you still did not comply with the FCRA. And I'm telling you guys, it's a home run. Like, this is why I get excited. Because it doesn't matter what they say, we have a response. It doesn't matter what they do, we know the law. The law is the law, and it's called consumer law because
We need
you,
some
the
fire in the chat,
consumer,
Professor. Fire in the chat. No
you
matter
gotta
what,
enforce
they
it.
be coming back. Fire in the chat.
You gotta enforce it. You have to enforce the law. It's called consumer law for a reason. It's your law. Enforce it. It's so, like, this one is so good, I'm gonna have to watch this one again. Golly. All right. Let's wrap up charge off and go into bankruptcy. Yo, I'm gonna show y'all how you get a bankruptcy deleted in 4 days. All right. So now, as it pertains to the creditor, so we just did the CRAs. We're gonna go over to the creditor now. Can somebody tell me where we're about to go? Where are we about to go for this creditor? Where? We're still on the charge off. Where do I go for the creditor? Somebody tell me where? Where do I go? I should be seeing S2 in the chat. Somebody should be writing S2 in the chat, but I don't see S2, so I'm just going to tell you. We're going to go to 15 USC 1681 S2. Why, Doreen? Why are we going to S2? Because S2 holds the furnishers of the information accountable. S2 holds your creditors accountable. S2 also holds your collection companies accountable. If you want to use the accurate route with a collection agency, you don't need to because we got more than enough stuff over the FDCPA. But in the event you want to, you can, if you want to get some FCRA violations as well. So 15 USC 1681 S2, responsibilities. This word right here, this is a very big word. Oh, where'd it go? There we go. Responsibilities of furnishers of information. 2. You see this part right here? 2. So anybody that's furnishing information. So let me also show you guys something. Apart from creditors and collection agencies, who also furnishes information to consumer reporting agencies? All right, I want you guys to listen. It's not a trick question. I want you guys to listen it. Apart from creditors, look at the title. Apart from creditors and collection agencies, who else furnishes information to consumer reporting agencies? Jamikes, you got it. Other consumer reporting agencies. So S2 also holds other consumer reporting agencies. So we're not only talking about creditors here, we're talking about consumer reporting agencies are also bound by 15 USC 1681 S2 because other consumer reporting agencies furnish information like LexisNexis. They furnish bankruptcy and public record information to TransUnion, to Experian, to Equifax. So that is called, they have a responsibility now, and they have a responsibility to report accurate information. And this is how we get bankruptcies deleted in 4 days. So, all right. Whew, y'all getting me excited. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the 15 USC 1681 S2 responsibilities of furnishers of information. See, to consumer reporting agencies. Now, this word here, prohibition. This word right here is a very important word. Why? Because it starts off the whole paragraph. And it says, duty of furnishers of information. So, duty of who?
It's not clear.
Oh, you can't see it? How are we looking now? We good?
That's good.
That's good? Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right. All right. I'm getting some feedback. Thank you very much. Thank you for muting. All right. So when we're talking about furnishers, right? There's two entities we're addressing right here. Two entities. One entity is the creditor. Right? Slash debt collector. Slash student loan servicer. Any person that reports to CRA, right? Any person that reports to the CRA is right here. Also, we have other CRAs that report to other CRA. So duty of CRAs, duty of creditor, debt collector, student loan servicer, any person, they have a duty, ladies and gentlemen, they have a duty. And this duty is to provide accurate information. Their duty, their sole duty is to provide what? Accurate information. Yes? That's their sole duty, to provide accurate information. So, prohibition. What does the word prohibition mean? Who can enlighten me what the word prohibition means? Who can enlighten me? I like to know what this word prohibition means. Y'all know I only got a high school diploma, right? What does this word prohibition mean? Can somebody enlighten me?
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
You cannot
do it. You must not do it. So if the law is saying that you cannot, you must not, you shall not, it simply means whatever comes under here, they're not allowed to do it. Does that make sense? That's what it's saying. It's saying that you are prohibited from doing this. Prohibition. You cannot. You better not. That's what the law is saying, yes? I wish I could make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I could. I only got a high school diploma. I am not that smart to make all of this up. It's right here. So they're saying that you cannot, you must not, you shall not. All right. Reporting information with actual knowledge of errors. This part. Reporting information with actual knowledge of errors. A person shall not. And we know what a person means, right? A person means what? Corporations, your Equifax, your TransUnion, your Experian, your LexisNexis, your Capital One, your Wells Fargo, your Bank of America. These are considered persons, right? A person shall not furnish on any information relating to a consumer to any consumer reporting agency if the person knows or has reasonable cause to believe the information is accurate. This part, if the person knows, this part. How would the person know? Or how would the person have reasonable cause to believe that the information is inaccurate? How would the person know? The person would know by you sending out your dispute letter. Your dispute letter is what puts them on notice that the information that you're furnishing is inaccurate. This is why your round one letters are so important. Your round one letter notifies the consumer reporting agencies, or you're notifying the creditor, hey, you are reporting inaccurate information and I am requesting this information be deleted. The burden of proof to prove the account is accurate is on them, and they must be able to prove it, not say it. They must be able to prove it. That is why we have I-6B3. Now, B also said, so there's two violations here, right? Reporting information with actual knowledge of errors. Our round one letter puts them on notice that the information is inaccurate. So now A will trigger B. B now speaks to round two. If they are still reporting the account with information on there. So this is where reporting information after notice. What notice, ladies and gentlemen? After notice. What notice are they talking about here? The notice is that letter that you sent out. That's the notice. You put them on notice when you sent out your round one dispute letter. Your round one dispute letter puts them on notice. A person shall not furnish. As you can see, look at the words the law is using. A person shall not furnish information relating to a consumer to any consumer reporting agency if, number one, the person has been what? Notified. How do we notify them? We notify them via our dispute. Our disputes are the factor in the notification. Our dispute letters are the notification factors. So the person has been notified by the consumer because what? The consumer, right? You, this is you right here. Hey, this is the rain. Right? That's me. I sent out my dispute letter. Right? My dispute letter got sent out and that put them on notice. So if the consumer has been, no, if the person has been notified by the consumer is you, at the address specified, the address specified. Some of you might be saying now, Doreen, where do I find the address specified? Pull your consumer reports. When you pull your consumer reports and you scroll down to the bottom of your consumer report, every creditor or alleged creditor that is on your consumer report, every single one of them, at the bottom of your consumer report, you will see their name, address, and telephone number. That is where you find the address that was specified by the person for such notices. That specific information is inaccurate, right? And as you can see, our dispute letters now will have this language built into it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get charge-offs deleted. Like charge-offs, ladies and gentlemen, we have a whole new dispute flow for charge-off. And I'm telling you, this method is going to get you guys paid. Now, bankruptcy, right? It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Somebody drop that in the chat for me. It is not what you know, it's what you can prove. The question y'all should be asking is this. They say that a bankruptcy stays on your report. They're saying that a bankruptcy, right? A bankruptcy stays on your report for 10 years. Well, that's true if you don't know consumer law. Because if you know consumer law, you can get a bankruptcy deleted in 4 days. So let me ask you guys a question. If you have a client that have a bankruptcy and your price is $3,500 to delete this bankruptcy, you can just ask your client this: are you going to wait 10 years for the bankruptcy to fall off, or are you going to pay me my $3,500 because I am the professional here? You're going to pay me my $3,500 and I can get your bankruptcy deleted within 4 to 90 days. Right? Within 4 to 90 days, you should be able to get this bankruptcy deleted. And I'm going to give you the method right now. When it comes to bankruptcy, there's a few things we need to pay attention to. The first thing is 15 USC 1681. The next thing is 15 USC 1681 B2. The next thing we need to pay attention is 15 USC 1681Q. The next thing we need to pay attention to is 18 USC 1028A. The next thing we need to pay attention to, 1028A, is 15 USC 1681C2. And after C2, the next thing we need to pay attention to is 15 USC 1681N. Do not ask me how I memorize these things. Don't ask me. I just know them. I just know it. Don't ask me how. I just know it. All right? Just don't ask me, Doreen, how do you remember? I just know it.
You know we were about to, right?
Yeah, I just know it. Like, the only thing I can tell you is, guys, I read this stuff every day. I do. So by reading it every day, it just becomes second nature. I just know, like, this is your this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is your 4-day method. And what I teach you in the university is how to put this together. This is how you get a bankruptcy deleted in 4 days. So follow me real quick. Let's go down the yellow brick road. The first thing we need to go to is 15 USC 1681. Why? Because it speaks about what? Accuracy and fairness of the credit reporting, right? The Congress makes the following finding. The banking system is dependent upon fair and accurate credit reporting. That is it. We don't want nothing else here. This is what we need to know. After that now, we need to go to 15 USC 1681 B2 because the law is very specific about what constitutes permissible purpose. Subject to subsection C, any consumer reporting agency may furnish a consumer report under the following circumstances and no other. Look at number 2. Number 2 says, in accordance with written instructions of the consumer to whom it relates. Written instructions. All right, so let me break this down to you. when a CRA goes to another CRA for information, right? The information is in the form of a report. Permission from the consumer must be given, right? So if this is TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, and then Equifax is going over to LexisNexis, SageStream, LCI to pull public record information. The report that they're pulling must be justified with a permissible purpose document. At what point, ladies and gentlemen, at what point did you ever give TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, LexisNexis, or LCI, or SageStream any permission, any written permission to pull your report? At what point did you give any of them any information as to pull in your reports? When did that happen? Right? When did that happen? All right. Boy, I'm going to do that one for Monday because we don't have enough time here. I want you to put this on your notes for us to bring this back up on Monday. All right?
Okay.
Now, at what point did you give them permission to pull the consumer report? The fact of the matter is you did not. And if you did not give an entity any permission to pull your consumer reports, ladies and gentlemen, this now brings us to 15 USC 1681Q. So now we're going to go to 15 USC 1681Q because what just happened, they obtained that information under false pretenses. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So they obtain your information under false pretenses. Well, guess what? There's a law that speaks specifically to obtaining information under false pretenses. Wow, Doreen. Wow. Yes. And the law says this, any person. Wow. What is a person? Person means corporation. So now we're talking about TransUnion, right? Experian, Equifax, SageStream, ARS, LCI. These are corporation, right? So we know what corporation means. So any person who knowingly and willfully obtains information, well, they know they don't have a permissible purpose because we did not give it to them. So they knowingly and willfully obtained information on a consumer from a consumer reporting agency under false pretenses. So right here, ladies and gentlemen, we know that we didn't give them permission. We know this. So if we didn't give them permission, how did they obtain your information? Your information was obtained under false pretenses. And there's a law now that speaks about that. So now we're going to go over to 18 USC 1028A. Oh, let me show y'all something. Look at this. If you notice right here, it says that they will be fined under what? Title 18, right? You notice it says they'll be fined under Title 18. Can everybody see that? So if they'll be fined under Title 18, shouldn't we know what part under Title 18 they're going to be fined, right? And that now brings us to 18 USC 1028A. So now we're going to take a walk over to 18 USC 1028A. Aggravated identity theft. Wow. Okay. 18 USC 1028A, aggravated identity theft. In general, whoever during and in relation to any felony enumerated in this subsection C knowingly transfers, possesses, or uses without lawful authority a means of identification of another person in addition to the punishment provided for such felony, be sentenced to a term of imprisonment of 2 years. If they stole your identity, ladies and gentlemen, they're supposed to go to jail. But you can't put a corporation in jail. What you can do is get a monetary relief. So even though you can't go and pick Equifax building up and throw them into jail, but you can get compensated monetarily, right? So we're going after the money. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So now we know that one, they obtained our information. So first thing is, we know that the report must be accurate, right? We know that the system is dependent upon accurate and fair credit reporting. We know that we did not give them any permissible purpose and they have no legitimate business reason. We know that they obtained our information under false pretenses because 18 USC says that whoever transfers, possesses, or uses without lawful authority a means of identification of another shall be punished in regards to that. So we know that it's identity theft. So now that we know that it's identity theft, what law speaks about identity theft? Well, there's a law specifically for, like, guys, I swear that I wish I could make this stuff up. There's a law that speaks on identity theft. Like, I wish I could make this stuff up, but I'm not. It's right here. And the law says this. It's very simple. Block of information resulting from identity theft. Block information. So except as otherwise provided in this section, a consumer reporting agency. What is this word? Can somebody tell me what this is? A consumer reporting agency. What is this word? Shall block. It does not say conduct an investigation. Do you see anything here that says an investigation must be done? Can anybody see anything about an investigation here? Because some of y'all be thinking, yo, Doreen, this stuff just can't be true. Yes, it is. Do you see anything about an investigation? The answer to that is no. Let me answer it for you. It is N-O, bro. So no. N-O, which one you don't get, the N or the O? The answer is no. There is no investigation. It says the consumer reporting agency shall block. Shall block, not may block. It's shall block the reporting of any information in the file of the consumer that the consumer identifies as information that resulted from an alleged identity theft. Not later than what? Don't run away, come back. Not later than 4 business days after the date of receipt. How do we prove receipt, ladies and gentlemen? How do we prove that they got our dispute? How do we prove that they got our dispute? Because we send it certified mail. So we know that they received it, and that is receipt. However, there's 4 things that must be sent for this to work. The first thing is you need appropriate identification. This can be an ID, a driver's license, a passport, military ID. I don't recommend you sending your military ID to anyone, but it is a form of ID. Right? And you can also send with this bank statement or utility bill. Right? Bank statement or utility bill. Now, you need a copy of an identity theft letter. Guys, in the university, you already have the identity theft letter. The identity theft letter is already in the university. All you got to do is put in your information, right? The identification of such information by the consumer. So when you modify the letter with your information, right? That's suffice number 3. And a statement by the consumer that the information is not information relating to any transaction by the consumer. This is already in the identity theft letter. So when you go into the university and you go into the letters library and you go to the identity theft letter, the letter is already prepared, ladies and gentlemen. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get a bankruptcy deleted in 4 days. It is not what you know, it's what you can prove. If it's a duck, prove that it's a duck. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, this concludes another fire episode of Credit Repair Made Easy. So I'm going to ask you guys, how easy did we make credit repair? Y'all are supposed to say, so easy, Daraine. Like,
so easy, Daraine.
Easy.
So let's do it now. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. All right, everybody off mute. Don't shout yet. Don't shout yet. Just off mute. Don't shout yet. Hold up. Let me change the camera. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to do this again, right? How easy did we make credit repair, guys?
So easy.
Let's go.
So easy.
Money.
Oh, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I've been telling y'all, like, there is no trade secret to credit. It's all about comprehension. It is all about comprehension, and all you got to do is just follow the law. Just follow it. And you know what's crazy? Some of you that are new, you're going to say, oh, Daraine, your program is expensive. It's not expensive. If it was expensive, everybody here wouldn't be here. That's number one. You got to invest in yourself. You cannot want to become something that you're not. You want people to buy your program, to invest in you. You want people to give you lines of credit. You want a house, you want a car, but you're not willing to invest in your own education and learn the things you know to be successful. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Consumer law offers you the opportunity to make several streams of income. Several streams. And tomorrow we'll be putting all of this together. So I ain't gonna pressure my voice tonight. Excuse me. Not gonna pressure this voice tonight. So I gotta save some for tomorrow. And tomorrow, my guy, child support is fraud, Lionel Tillman will be in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go bananas tomorrow. If y'all think these last 4 days was fire, we are about to go cuckoo. We're about to go insane. You do not want to miss tomorrow's episode. You do not. Like, you do not want to miss tomorrow's episode. Let me put it that way. So from your favorite island boy, you know what time it is. We're going to get back tomorrow. William, I see your hand up, but unfortunately, my brother, I don't take questions at the end. I wish I had more time, but tomorrow I want you to come on first, William, and just make sure that you raise your hand first so we can get your question out of the way. Tomorrow, I am going to drink my lemon water and get my voice back because, this is a busy weekend and we go into our Monday night coaching call. So it's going to be a very busy weekend for me, and I do not want to lose this voice right now. So tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we will follow up day 5. And for those of you that's been on the fence about joining the university, like tomorrow, guys, for everybody in the university, tomorrow, I want you guys to be honest, 100%. And if the truth is ugly, let me have it. I want the truth. I want to know about your experience since you've been in the university, what you've been able to accomplish, whether it's more income, whether it's being now financially free, whether you move from $2,000 a month to $10,000 a month, like my great friend Coy did, and your confidence, the confidence you have and the power you have in the information that you now know, that not only you're able to help yourself, but you're able to help your family and put people in a better position by solving their problems so they can solve yours. So I'm going to ask you guys this tomorrow. So please dress in your robe if you want to, or casual, as long as you're able to put your camera on and speak. I would really, really appreciate that. And for the rest of you, see you later, alligator. I'll see you in a while, crocodile.